Dating coach Rachel New is joining me to give us some advice on how do I know when I'm ready to date, and maybe some thoughts for specifically dating after divorce. So how do I know if I'm ready to date again?
So I would have 5 questions that I would ask myself. The first is, do you actually have enough time? Not just for going on dates, but also for searching the websites if you're doing online dating, messaging people, improving your profile. They say it takes up to an hour a day, so it's quite a commitment, and you've got to have time to fit in with going on dates. You don't want to be messaging backwards and forwards, trying to find a date for weeks and weeks where you can actually both meet.
What's the next one?
The second one would be, do you actually know why you're going on the dating websites or why you're dating people? What is it that you actually want? Are you just on there for your ego, which is obviously not good for the other people that you're dating? Some people just want casual sex at that stage. Or are you looking for some short-term fun or something more serious? So try to figure out what you want first, because you will get asked on the dating websites by people that you're messaging, why are you on here, what do you want? And if you don't really know, that's not very helpful to other people, and you can end up with misunderstandings when you go on the dates.
Knowing what you want out of dating must be quite important as well, because it affects your choice of website.
Yeah, and also lots of the sites do ask you, to specify what you're looking for. On OkCupid, you can say looking for friends, short-term dating or long-term dating. If you're on something like eHarmony, then it's a given that you're looking for a serious relationship. You also find out what you're looking for after you've dated a few people. You might think you're ready for a relationship, but actually when you've dated a few people, it might bring up some issues that you haven't yet dealt with to do with your past relationship. Or you might just realise, actually, I'm not ready to settle down again. I need to, explore who I am and, date a few people. So it's okay, to discover that as you go along. So the third question you need to consider is, do you love yourself enough for somebody else to love you back? If you don't have a sense of self-worth, then it's not going to work that well in a new relationship. So you need to get to the stage where you're feeling self-sufficient, you're feeling good about yourself, and your self-esteem is not too low.
Yeah, and at the Divorce Club, we always say it's really important to go into a date knowing what you want out of it and having the confidence to ask for, what you want. And if you don't have that confidence, then I guess the pitfall is that you can try too hard to mould yourself to what someone else wants, which is not a good way to go.
I think that you can put up with too much when you first start dating because you're so excited to find someone that likes you that you'll put up with things that you wouldn't necessarily put up with in another situation. So, you can treat it a little bit like an interview, but not too much, or that can be a little bit off-putting in the sense that you're saying, well, is this person going to meet my needs? So yeah, have the self-esteem to say, I'm worth quite a lot. I'm not, I shouldn't be treated like this if they're not treating you the way that you want to be treated.
What's the next question?
The fourth question would be, do you have the emotional resilience to cope with dating? Yes, it is a lot of fun, but it can be a bit of a blow when somebody doesn't want to date you again, or even if you choose to finish dating with somebody. If you're feeling emotionally vulnerable, which you will be after divorce, it can be quite tough. And I think especially the first time that something comes to an end, it will remind you of when things came to an end with your ex. So you need to build up your emotional resilience, have a strong network of support from your friends, especially other people that are dating, and you will get more resilient the more you date. And then the fifth thing is, what do you have to offer? Don't go into dating where you're going to just complain about your terrible situation, where if you're not getting out doing anything yourself, you've got nothing to talk about, then who's going to want to date you? You've got to be an interesting kind of experience for the other person as well. So think about making sure you've got some hobbies, or you've been reading some books, or whatever it is you like to talk about on dates, and plan to make the evening entertaining for your date.
Yeah, and I suppose if you don't have any hobbies, then it's all too tempting just to talk about your divorce and your breakup, which is a massive turn-off anyway. So you need to have something else just to talk about. So brilliant tips there. So just summarise them again for everyone.
Firstly, do you have enough time to date? Secondly, do you know what you want? Thirdly, do you love yourself? Fourthly, do you have enough emotional resilience and a strong support network? And fifthly, what do you have to offer?
So that should pretty conclusively help you answer the question, am I ready to date? Thanks.